You can talk to us a little bit about Tomb Sweeping Festival during regular times, especially for people who might not be familiar with it, and what customs are harder to follow in this age of COVID-19?
It's a great question. So, this traditional festival was seen as this transformation from winter into spring. So people usually, they do this festival through, sweeping the tombs or pay tribute to the ancestors or just doing this spring outing. So, each kid growing up in China would remember the school will host this collective spring outing into, to do some patriotic events or, to write some essays about the spring outing. And this is like, everyone has this, beautiful and deep memory about this. This year, everything changed because of the pandemic. People moved this tomb sweeping or the tribute from offline to online. So if you go on, the most popular social medias like TikTok or WeChat, you will see people are posting a lot of contents about mourning for the people who died, the past few months to fight against the coronavirus in Wuhan and in the rest of the China and the rest of the world, like the nurses, the doctors, and the famous person Li Wenliang, who's a whistleblower, become this monumental person throughout this entire pandemic. And also a lot of online infrastructure such as Taobao, such as Meituan. Those are the essential apps for people to rely on during the time they have to self-isolate. And if you go on those web pages, you will see their main page, their landing page became black and white, meaning that those companies who are bearing a lot of social responsibilities are showing this consciousness. They're changing their entire page into black and white. At this moment, they're not just a corporation or this commercial platform. Rather, this is going to be this common space where people basically exchange and sharing the sentiment that they feel really, really sad about, what we just been through, and they're maybe, wanting and having hope to have a better, spring as the weather gets warmer.
Do you think this shift to virtual, if you will, Tomb Sweeping Festival will actually change the way people observe this festival in the future?
This is a great question. So, as you can see, smartphones, like transferring everything through like offline to online, transferring everything through, in-person meeting into online, is become a huge change, throughout this entire pandemic. And online education became a multi-trillion-dollar business already, and a lot more people are used to, buying things, getting things online, or even getting pure education online or work from home. So I see this is going to be a very strong momentum. I can see this trend even after this pandemic. Hopefully, the pandemic will end really soon.
And have we seen a generational difference in who's adapting to this and who isn't?
Oh yeah, this is such a great question. Yes, there's definitely this generational change out there. Like my mom, who's a 50-year-old doctor, works in Beijing. She's trying to use different apps to communicate with her patients or communicate with her colleagues. And of course, the young generations, no matter from the post-90 generation or even younger generation, they're already growing up with a lot of smartphones, with a lot of screens around them. For me, I'm working from home every day, and I don't see any problem. I don't have a lot of communication gaps in terms of having my work smoothly operated. And of course, my parents' generation, they're also, trying to adapt this change as, the smartphone usage in China is already become, the top. China has become the most smartphone users in the entire world. As well as, we see trillions of downloads of different platforms, different apps. I just see this like entire change, and it is a generational thing, and sometimes not necessarily it is.